So we're going to go ahead and get started, everybody. We will probably have some others signing in as we progress. But I just wanted to welcome you all to our first session for this season of our SALT Talks Lunch and Learn. So our Lunch and Learn was created last season just as a 30-minute midday touch base on a certain transition topic. So today I wanted to bring in on the topic, I want us to look at project life and project search. So for those who are just jumping on, my name is Patty Schramm. I'm the Parent Resource Trainer Coordinator for the SALT Talks. And just a note, we are recording today's session, so you know, so you can mute and turn off your video if you do not want to be on the recording. We have representatives for the Project Life Project Search program we have Butler, Greene, Montgomery, and then Hamilton County. So we're going to go ahead and get started because we have a lot to fit in this half hour. Usually we go an hour and a half, but we just wanted to make sure everybody got a face, a contact information, and a little bit about Project Life and Search, because I know we're going in to the season where the application and all that process begins. So Michael, I'm going to turn it over to you, and then we'll follow with Elisabeth, then Kristin, and then Amanda. Go ahead, Michael.
Thanks, Patty. I appreciate the time, although I know it's short. So I told Patty she's going to have to cut me off. I'll do my best to be quick. So I'll go a little bit out of order on the questions we got. The first one we had was, what is Project Life? I'm going to jump straight to what is Project Search? So school districts, as we know, they do a great job preparing our young adults at the point that we get them for the life ahead of them in some ways, but school districts have a certain goal in mind, which they just have to have because it's part of what they do, and that is earning that diploma, right? Without that high school diploma, your future options are very limited. And so schools are forced to focus a lot on academics and the things that are required to get to that point where you can earn that diploma. School districts also, especially in our area, I know, do a great job at some work study activities, getting folks used to what it's like to work and have a job and build some of those skills. But a lot of these folks need more time, more training, just some more explicit instruction on those things. So that's kind of where Project Search came from. Couple different analogies that were used around the time or that I've heard were falling off the cliff, right? You had students reach that end of their high school experience, they got that diploma, and then, okay, get out there and get a job, good luck. And they don't necessarily have the skills or knowledge that they need to do that. So Project Search was created as a one-year kind of intensive job training internship where you could work in a business, get real-time feedback from a skills trainer or job coach working right alongside you. It works great. The only problem was, for some folks in this population, one extra year after high school didn't quite do it for them. Everybody's on a different learning trajectory. And so we found that maybe you might need 2 or possibly even 3 years after high school to fully build those skills and launch out into a successful career. So that's where Project Life came from. Project Life was created right here in Butler County. Project Search was created in Hamilton County. Project Search is what's called a transition to work program. Project Life you can think of as a transition to Project Search program. It's a precursor. It builds a lot of life skills. The goals of the program are for people to get a job, for people to be able to live as independently as possible, given their own restraints or constraints, and for people to basically be happy in their adulthood. One of the kind of slogan that we use around here in Butler County is that everybody deserves to live a dignified life. And so that is really the overall goal. We want folks to be able to experience that dignity in adulthood that comes with being independent, having a job, earning money, etc. Next question we had was, where, when, and how do I apply? So that might vary a little between the different counties, so you'll hear some more information, but at least in Butler County, the way people apply is through their home school district. Typically, we opened up our application window about a month before our winter break, with a deadline of that being our winter break. But this year, we're going to try something different. We're actually going to open up our applications next month in early October to give it a nice long window. but you would work with your school district to get that application submitted. The school districts themselves submit them to us. So you work with your home school district to do that. What are the eligibility criteria? For us, they need to have earned or be on track to earn their diploma by the end of the year. When they apply, they need to be between 18 and 21 years old, and they need to have a desire to work, right? To go through a program like this and get a job and live independently, et cetera. So those are the three things we look for prerequisites. And then locations, I'll just see if I can share a screen really quick because I do have a map with locations in Butler County. Let's see here. We'll go, I don't know if I go into presentation mode, if it'll make it bigger, but this is a map of Butler County. And these are all the spots where we have programs in Butler County. So you can see the orange with the blue circle are our Project Life programs. They're sort of centrally located in the county. And then out around the periphery, we have our Project Search programs in Westchester Hospital, Atrium Medical Center, and Miami University. So we serve around 120 individuals every year between all 7 of those locations, which is pretty exceptional for a county of our size to be able to do that. And then I will stop sharing the screen. And I don't know, Patty, how I did on time, but I'm prepared to hand it off to our next speaker unless anyone has a specific question for me.
You did fine on time.
All right.
Great on time. If there isn't any questions, I mean, you can ask your questions in the chat box as we go, and I can open it up at the end once we finish going through the presentations. So Kristin, or I'm sorry, Elisabeth, you want to go next?
Yes, thank you, Patty. I'm Elisabeth Cline, and we are Project Search for the Greene County Career Center at Soin Medical Center. And what we do is we're a high school transition to work program that is unique and business led. It's a 1-year school to work program that takes place entirely at the hospital at Soin Medical Center. The program offers various rotation sites, a wide range of experiences, and is able to work with students of all different skill levels. The interns spend about 10 weeks in each internship. They go through 3 different internships during the year. And they, at the end, they will then graduate and take their diploma and transition on to work through the help of the Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities and the vendor that is chosen. At this time, it's Goodwill Easter Seals. And we have it all day. We have a class. We do class all day one day. We do a lot of training. It's a lot of soft skills. But the big push is that we get our students out. The interns, when they're done, are transitioned into competitive employment out in the community. What are our job outcomes so far? This is our 10th year here at Soin Medical Center, and we have placed 90 to 95% of all our graduates in jobs in the community, where some of our interns are now working at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Soin Medical Center, Mini University, Heidi Honda, Bellbrook High School. They're at the universities around here, Sinclair, University of Dayton, Wright State. Students are at hotels, Lowe's, Walmart, Sam's Club. We're at a lot of doctors' offices. We're at a vet office, gaming facilities, and we're also in lots of different retail, restaurant, and public service establishments. So there's a lot of the positions that students have moved out and are successfully working in the community. We work with each student to develop their skill sets to be able to work in a professional environment, their interpersonal skills, growth in the workplace, their maturity. We do a lot of team building, workplace safety, technology, just all kinds of skills and just growth development within and without, and what they need to be able to function in the world. So let's see, what were some of the other questions? Applying for our program, I've given the links to Patty to apply on the Greene County Career Center website. There you can go into there and there's an application that you can apply. Miami Valley South was a program that was in Montgomery County and they're no longer available. So we are accepting students from Greene County and Montgomery County. So I think is there any other questions from any of the participants? Patty?
If there's no, I don't see any questions. So if there's no other questions, we'll move on to Kristin with Greene County.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kristin Brown. I'm the coordinator for Greene County ESC. I've been with the ESC for 20 years now, and we're super excited about Project Life and Project Search being in our county. They haven't always been. Project Search has been around for a while, but Project Life, we've only been around, this is our 3rd year. And we are housed at Wright State University. So the goal here is to kind of get them kind of acclimated to, being adults, and they work on independent living a little bit more than Project Search does, and job skills as well. And then we either try to get them, like Michael was saying, to go to our Project Search with Elisabeth, or sometimes they don't get into the program or they have other goals. Sometimes they go on to get a job once they're done with their program. Generally, they're with us about 2 years. We found that that's a good amount of time for them. So, but they can stay until they age out if need be. But ideally 2 years is a good group. I didn't have any questions written down, but like I said, also same as with Elisabeth, since Miami Valley South is no longer around, we've been getting a lot more referrals from Montgomery County. This year we've got actually, we call them interns, and they are from all of Greene County, Miamisburg, Northmont, West Carrollton, and Oakwood. So it's kind of like a 50-50 group at this point. We do also collaborate with Greene and Montgomery County DD. They either help provide funding or provide a job coach for our program, since a lot of our students are DD eligible. And that's the basic gist of it. We have applications probably in December or January, start taking them. Usually we close the application process sometime around President's Day. And then we start doing interviews for potential interns in March. And then usually by the time we're going to spring break, which is about the end of March, is when we start making decisions on new interns for the following year.
There is a question out there, and I mean, any of you can answer. Elisabeth had to run to another meeting, but it says there's a question out there from Carolyn. Do you need to apply to a Project Life or Search in the county of residence? And feel free to anyone want to jump in there, and then Amanda will move to you after Kristin's done.
I think it's different for each place. Butler Tech has their own way of doing things, but for us in Greene County, we accept people from other counties. Obviously, you don't want to be too far away from us, because your homeschool would have to bring you out to Wright State. But like I said, we do have Greene and Montgomery County students at this point, and Wright State's pretty centrally located off of 675. So we do take them all here.
The programs out of Butler Tech, you need to either live within Butler County or within the Northwest School District in Hamilton County, because those are the school districts that Butler Tech serves.
Yeah, and I'll address that in part of my talk if I'm ready to go, Patty.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to share my screen real quick. All right, so everybody should be seeing the PowerPoint. I'm Amanda Buncher. I work at Cincinnati Children's Hospital, and I'm with the Project Search National Office. So Project Search got its start about 25 years ago at Cincinnati Children's Hospital, and we now have 705 Project Search locations around the US and internationally, so that's pretty exciting. I'm here today to talk about our 3 programs that are in Hamilton County. And so I'm going to kind of gloss over what is Project Search, because we've talked about it several times. But as you heard, it's a one-year school to work program for young people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And here are some of the things that we do in Project Search. The goal is, of course, competitive integrated employment, and interns receive total workplace immersion during their year with Project Search. And they will do 3 different internship rotations for career exploration and job skills acquisition. And then toward the end of the program, they have that customized job search assistance. So the overall goal is competitive integrated employment. And at Project Search, we define that as at least 16 hours a week in a job that pays the prevailing wage, a job that is non-seasonal, and in an integrated setting. So where the individual would work with people with and without disabilities. I included here a slide of our locations for the Hamilton County programs. So all 3 of our Hamilton County programs are affiliated with Great Oaks career campuses. And I have another slide that will list all of the high school affiliate schools of Great Oaks so that you can kind of see which schools are part of that. But at Cincinnati Children's Hospital, our instructor's name is Tina Martin. And at Fifth Third Bank, we have Tim Richmond, and at Xavier, we have Kevin Huss, and they would be more than happy to field questions from you. So I included their contact information here. Great Oaks is currently looking at their eligibility criteria. Right now, it's very similar to what you've heard already. The individual has to be on track to complete their academic requirements at the high school in order to apply for Project Search. I also included these just more general eligibility criteria to think about. So the individual will have to, if they haven't already, apply and be accepted for vocational rehabilitation. And then just some things that would be really helpful for them to have. So taking direction, changing behavior, being able to learn how to access public transportation, utilizing appropriate hygiene, passing any requirements that the host business might have, like a drug screen or a background check. And then, of course, the most important is a desire to work and a supportive environment, family, or supports that would like them to achieve that goal as well. I also included these essential skills that Great Oaks puts out. And so these are just some of the things that that they might be looking for when an intern would apply for the program. So just having some of these skills is also, it's not a requirement, but it will help them be successful in the Project Search program. So being aware of safety, mobility, communication skills, some reasoning, visual acuity, and then some hand-eye coordination. And so, as you've heard a lot, there are programs in a lot of different locations. And so each location has different internships that an individual might be able to do. So based on the individual's needs, that might be how they're placed at the correct location. I put our application process kind of in a timeline here. So for everyone for Great Oaks, our open houses are in November, and we encourage anyone and everyone who would like to attend to come to those. So they are held at each individual location. And those, after the open houses are held, then we invite the seniors to start attending on-site visits to check out in a little more in-depth the site that they'd like to go to. And then they can begin putting in those applications after the open house. So that's done online, and it can be done in conjunction with the school as well. And this year, applications are going to be due February 7th, and acceptance letters will be mailed in late March. And then April and May is when you kind of tie everything up, have IEP meetings with the school, and get ready for the following year in the program. And as I said, here is that list of Great Oaks affiliate schools. So all of these high schools feed into Great Oaks. So anyone attending these high schools would then apply to the Project Search programs through Great Oaks. And I have a slide here just with additional information. There's a link to a Project Search Great Oaks flyer, a fact sheet, and then also we don't have a flyer yet for the open houses, but here are all the open house dates and locations, and contact people if you'd like more information. I think that's it for me, Patty.
Okay, thank you. All this information and some other the flyers from the other counties, I put the link to our Salt Google Drive. You can access them there. as well as contact information for all the presenters here, because after you get off, I always think of questions later. So if you think of something later, you can feel free to email them specifically, or if you're not sure, you can email me and I'll forward it to the appropriate group. There is a question there. Are homeschooled students eligible? Whoever wants to start with that can answer that.
I can say for us at Butler Tech, yes, but in order to participate in the program, they would need to register with their home school district during the time they're participating with us. And the reason for that is the home school district provides a few things. They provide transportation to the program, and they also provide any related service support. So if they need speech therapy, if they need occupational therapy, things of that nature. So our process is that if a homeschooled student wants to apply, we welcome that application, but they do need to work with their home school district to submit that application and kind of have an agreement that they're going to enroll with that school district before attending with us.
And that's the same answer for us as well in Hamilton County. And I was thinking of something else that I lost it. If it comes back, but we have the same answer. Oh, we do take open enrollment as well. So if an individual isn't part of one of those affiliated high schools, they can re-enroll with one of the affiliated high schools during open enrollment, but just know that that normally takes place at late school year or going into summer, which can get a little bit tight with the timeline, and but we have done it before.
Kristin, do you have anything to add for your area?
Yeah, it was, as of so far, we have not had a homeschooled person, but I'm pretty sure it would probably be the same. As Michael said, they probably would have to enroll with their back to their home school for services, but that would be something we could work out.
Very good. And everybody's open houses. Amanda mentioned her open houses. Everybody has open houses at different times. I include whatever flyers that were sent to me. If you're interested in a specific open house, again, you can email them directly or email me if you want to get some more details on that. Like everybody's timeline is kind of different, so you want to pay attention to the timelines depending on the area you are in. We did have Warren County was supposed to attend, but he was unable to attend with us. Nick also sent over, he had a newsletter he sent over, so you'll find that in the SALT Google Drive. Let's see, is there any more questions for our group here? Let's see, I think we got through everyone's questions that I saw.
Patty, just a comment on the different application timelines too. I know in Butler County, we're probably the earliest deadline for applications. And we go through, we interview every single person who applies. So we have a little bit of a lengthy process of application reviews and interviews. That's why we have that earlier deadline. But and also on the point of like folks from outside the county or outside the region wanting to apply, I think technically we do offer that, but we've never really crossed that bridge because we always have more applicants than we have spaces just from within our county, and they get priority. So we've never actually done that.
I know some parents may be looking at this and saying, oh, I'm not sure if my child is eligible. We're not exactly sure of if they can meet some of the criteria or not. I would say that if you're in question or concerned at all, I would reach out to any one of these presenters or talk it over with your SSA or your transition coordinator there at your county board. It's so hard. They change. I mean, you guys can elaborate on this. I see such a big change from students that before Project Life Research, and then as they're going through it, and then after. The change is dramatic. I believe they mature so much and change so much with all the information and all the training they get during these programs. I don't know if any of you can elaborate on any more of that or can advise on any of that for the parent that is a little hesitant.
I was going to add, and it's not just how they look on paper. So yes, there's the application, but then there are also other ways for the young adult to shine. So there will be the interview process and also a skills assessment day. So there'll be several different ways that they'll be able to show off what they can do. So don't be stuck to that, bullet point list of things that they should have, because chances are nobody that applies is going to have all those things. That's the whole point, is to, like Patty said, gain those skills and that knowledge, and to get competitive employment at the end.
And I don't want to dog on school districts, because we appreciate the work they do so much and they are doing the best they can. But I think what happens often is school districts are so focused on getting over that finish line of earning that diploma that they've accommodated really well, but sometimes mistakenly over accommodated individuals. So by the time they get to us, they're kind of used to being carried part of the way. And we tell them, look, this is about you showing what you can do. The expectations raise quite a bit. And then that's where we see the growth come from, I believe, Patty, is just the fact that they're actually being asked to show what they can do, and they surprise us and surprise themselves.
Looks like we do have another question out there, a very good question from Kristin. What do we do if the child doesn't get accepted to the program? Does anybody want to take that question?
Well, I can start, I guess. They can reapply if they have more than 1 year left to go. Obviously, they can reapply next year if they're not quite ready. Sometimes if they can't get into Project Search, maybe they should try getting into Project Life first, because our goal is to kind of try to get them ready, and they tend to be need more skills training at our level than they maybe would at Project Search.
Yeah, I can add to that. What we do in Hamilton County, for any individuals that are not accepted into the program, a letter also goes out with a call to those families with options for what else is available in the county that might be a good fit. So we have several programs at Great Oaks that might be a good kind of jumping off point to get to Project Search, or they might have programs within the school that they could participate in. And then, like Kristin said, try to reapply the next year after having some more work skills under their belt.
Yeah, and that's a great point from Kathy in the chat, that if they want to try to reapply in a future year, they should not accept their diploma, because as soon as they take that diploma into their hand, they're no longer eligible for these programs. So often local school districts are able to kind of cobble together a work study, sort of primarily work study, work skills schedule for a year, so that they can go back, continue to hone those skills, and then apply and try to come to us the following year.
Great questions. That was, thank you for all your answers on that. I just wanted to, let's see, we do have another. We were unaware of these programs when my daughter graduated in 2020. Where can I get information about resources available to her in Warren County? Let's see, I put some information out there on a newsletter from Warren County. I do see Brittany is on. I don't know, Brittany, if you can offer any more information there to answer that question.
I'm sorry, Patty, could you repeat the question?
It says, where can I get information about resources available to her in Warren County? She had, it says, oh, I'm sorry, earlier in the question, they were unaware of these programs when her daughter graduated in 2020. And she wanted to know if there's where she can get information about resources available in Warren County, since she's already graduated, regarding programs similar to this.
Oh gosh, that is a good question, because I don't know that there's one hub. So on that transition network, do you remember the link that I shared? Oh gosh, it was during the last SALTS meeting. I can put it, the Warren County Transition Network. I can put that link again in the chat, but that's a good resource. It's a website, and it talks about different programming options and different resources.
Can you also put your email information with it?
Yeah, absolutely.
For further discussion there.
Yep, absolutely.
And then Michael put OOD and County DD will be key supports. Get linked with them if you have not already. Yes, I can, vouch for that. That was one of the comments. Thank you, Michael. That was one of the final was just, take the information. You can look in our Google Salt Drive. And reach out to your county board of DD. If you haven't connected with them, you can find their website. Their website and go to eligibility or get to their main office and call them. Or if you do have a transition support coordinator, SSA, talk to them about these programs as soon as with your child going into high school. So I want to thank everybody for coming. We are about at 12:30. Everybody, thank you. Thank you, Michael and Kristin and Amanda, and thank you to Elisabeth, who had to drop off, for answering our questions and giving us a brief overview of the Project Life Project Search programs. And again, if you have any questions following this session, please reach out to any of them. I put the contact information in their SALT Google Drive as well, into our SALT Google Drive, which I shared the link if you don't have it. I'll stay on a few minutes if you need to get that information again. But thank you again, and everybody have a great afternoon. Thanks,
you. Everyone. Bye.
Patty, just a heads up, I sent you a couple more documents during the presentation.
Oh.
if it's not too late to add some of those things.